Well, good morning, everyone. Meteorologist Michael Wilhite here with Southern Indiana Weather, bringing you the latest long-range update. Man, what a cold blast that we have been having here the past few days. Certainly not what we expected, or what we would normally expect anyway for April. Sort of the calendar turned over and said, "Hey, it's spring," in Indiana determined that that was a lie. The good news is, though, it's going to warm up eventually. We've got a few more days of a little bit on the cool side, but I have some much needed relief for us in the forecast. Here's the way things are shaping up, though. It's about 9:30 in the morning as I am recording this, and you can see, there we go, little showers around the area here. We zoom in a little bit closer to our area, and you can see there is some showers around the area. It's nothing severe by any means. Way too cold to be severe. Not even any lightning really with this. It's just some general rain today. It's going to stay on the cool side. Temperatures are in the range from the mid to upper 30s to near about 43 there in Evansville here at the 9:30 Eastern time here. And so really what you can expect is not much improvement. We're going to go up to a high around 50 today at most. We might even stay in the 40s over a good chunk of the area. We should see the radar start to fill in a little bit more this afternoon with things. Let me go ahead and show you that real quick. So let's put the radar here into motion. There's those showers that we're having this morning, but notice they do sort of increase in coverage this afternoon. We got a couple of waves that could come down here, but by the time we get through this late evening hours, that's all gone. Notice here up to our north might even mix in with some wet snowflakes this afternoon. Now, I don't think that's going to affect us here in southern Indiana. I think it's going to stay all rain for us the way things look. That system moves out. We got another system that will take aim at us on Sunday and bring a few more showers into the area. Now, tonight's going to be a cold night once we get past those showers. Again, nothing really to worry about, just a little bit of rain. Not even expecting a big deluge of rain. Might probably, if anybody gets a half inch out of this, we're going to be pushing it today. It's probably not going to be much to speak of, a tenth of an inch for most of us, maybe. Just not an impressive system by any means. Once that gets out of here tonight and skies start to clear out a little bit overnight, though, we've got a freeze to worry about. So freeze warning in effect area-wide. That's what you see in purple here on this National Weather Service map. And you can see that freeze warning in effect for just a good chunk of the area here. All of us area-wide included into this. We're going to go down to the upper 20s tonight, the way things look, to near 30 in some of the cities. So again, it's going to be an extremely cold night. This good news is this is probably going to be the coldest night we experience out of this. And it's going to warm up after that. We've got another couple of colder nights, but not quite as cold as upper 20s area-wide from the way things are looking with this. So what can you do about this? Well, make sure that you take a sheet or something and cover up your sensitive plants outside. Bring your planters in if you can, things like that. The good news is probably not a big frost concern out of this because the winds are going to continue to be on the stout side tonight. In fact, the winds are going to be on the stout side all day long. They'll die back a little bit tonight, but still we're talking a 10 mile per hour or so wind overnight the way things are looking right now. If that's the case, frost's not going to be a concern at all, but a hard freeze certainly a possibility for some folks. Killing freeze there for your flowers, so you certainly want to take some precautions with that. Now, outside of this, we don't have a whole lot of rain to talk about. Here's the way the GFS sees things. There's that rain as it moves in today. Again, could even mix in with some wet snowflakes up to our north, but I don't think that's anything that we're really going to have to worry about here. The next system takes aim at us on Sunday and Monday. Really Sunday afternoon, Sunday night, better chances, and then into Monday, and you can see that could bring us a little bit of rain with it. By the time that moves out, really not a whole lot of rain to talk about for several days. Possibly next weekend we might see a little bit of rain, but that's kind of up in the air depending on each. Really, you got to go according to this model to the 23rd before you get some really decent chances of rain. Now, of course, once you get past 6 or 7 days on these modelings, it's really more guesswork than it is anything. Chaos theory applies here. The more anything is off in the very beginning of the model, that's going to make things way off the later in the model. If it doesn't even nail down 2 or 3 days right, it's certainly going to not nail down 16 days right. Keep that in mind. But the pattern here is at hand, as looks like a little bit drier here. That could be a good thing because we've had a lot of rain lately. Let's talk about temperatures, though. Again, we're going to stay continued on the cool side for the next few days. This will take us through about mid-month here, and of course, Once we get past mid-month, things are going to warm up. We'll go below normal here for a few days, but then we're going to start to go into the above normal. This is according to the Climate Prediction Center, and I agree with this. I think their dates may be just a little bit off of here. The 6 to 10 day takes you from the 13th to the 17th, and what you see is that above normal, below is retreating and above is coming in. But I think by about the 15th or so, we're going to start to really see that above normal come in. And you can see this, what this one is going from the 15th to the 21st. It's taking an average of those days out. And well, you can see that above normal is coming. Precipitation-wise, they have us below normal in both times. And I think that's, I would agree with that. The way the modeling looks right now, just not a ton of rain chances for us. Some minor stuff, but that might be good for us to dry out a little bit. We don't want to go into a drought status, or by any means. But we've had a lot of rain lately, so getting some of the fields to dry out for the farmers would certainly be a good thing. Now let's talk about temperatures, because as I said, they are going to stay a little bit on the cool side. Here's where we're going to go this afternoon, and again, by about 2 o'clock this afternoon, around 49 there in Evansville, 47 Louisville, 45 as far north as Indianapolis. They're going to cool down pretty quickly. In fact, by the time you wake up tomorrow morning, temperatures 28 there in Evansville, 28 as far north there, even as Indianapolis as well, 27 Louisville. So a hard freeze area-wide tonight. Again, this could be probably the coldest night. We don't warm up and improve all that much on Saturday. We're only talking temperatures here around 45 or so along the river counties, to even to the, not even out of the 30s by the time you go in towards central Indiana. So it's going to be a very cold Saturday. It's going to be a continued cold Sunday morning, the way things look. Not quite as cold, but we're talking mid-30s here around southwestern Indiana, to some below freezing temperatures over here in southeast Indiana again. So not quite as cold on Sunday morning as it is on Saturday morning, but that retreats. Sunday's not looking too bad with temperatures here on Sunday near the 60-degree mark in southwest Indiana, mid-50s for the most of us, from the way things looks right now. But the good news is, as we continue to scroll through here, we do have one really cold morning still coming up, and that's Wednesday morning, according to the models, when we could hit close to the freezing or just slightly below again. But then beyond that, we've got warmer temperatures coming our way. In fact, as I just continue on through the extended outlook, let me show you this. As we get into this, it would be for about the 21st or so. And look at this. Yes, you're reading that right. That's 80 in Owensboro, 79 Evansville, 78 as far north as Indy. So some major heat could be coming a little bit. Once again, this is something we take with a grain of salt. We're way out into the extended forecast here, but that's certainly a nice change of pace. It looks like it's going to get nice and warm for us the later that we head out. If we take a look at our ensemble data, of course, this is what the GFS is saying. This is the deterministic forecast, one model run. The ensemble data is a little bit different. The GEFS, it's the GFS ensembles, basically. And what this does is it takes what we call multiple perturbations of the GFS model, changes the initialization of the model just slightly, and then averages them out over several model runs. So, you got a couple dozen model runs or more in these ensembles that are averaged out. And the idea is that it gives you, especially as you go into the longer term, it gives you better results because, you don't have one odd run out of those can be averaged out by the other runs, and so it's sort of the law of averages going out here. It's even warm for us, though, is what I want you to see. And the ensembles are really what we like to look at as we get longer into the term. They're a little bit more reliable than what the just operational deterministic models are. One model run, not as good in the long term as multiple model runs averaged out. That's the idea there. But again, look at how it's taking us. By the time you get about to the 15th or so of the month, as I've been saying, mid-month we get a warm-up, and look at this. We go from near 70 degrees to even closer to that 80 degree, flirting with it even in the ensembles as we head up. So we got a few cool days that we've got to deal with, folks. And yes, we've got a freeze warning in effect for tonight, area-wide. We're probably going to have a freeze warning in effect again on Wednesday, the way things look, if the model data is right. Now, this doesn't have the model data quite as well. It does. It shows by Wednesday morning 33. I was looking at the 37, but there it is. So the ensemble data is showing it pretty well. So we got, bottom line, we got a few more cool days to come with temperatures. But then once we get to the mid-month, it'll be game on for planting, especially with drier weather coming in. Warmer temperatures will dry out those fields fast. So if you're a farmer watching this and you're wondering, is it ever going to warm up where I can start planting my corn and getting it out there? Yes, it will. And once we head later into April, you're going to start to get very busy, but it's just going to take a little while for you to get there. In the meantime, though, here is your 10-day forecast. Go to southernindianaweather.com, click on 10-day forecast. We'll struggle to make it to 50 today. That might be a reach for some of us right now, but a few showers possible today. It's going to be very windy again, 15 to 25 mile per hour winds. It's not wind advisory criteria, folks, but it is going to be breezy out there. Hang on to your hats. If you're sick of the wind, it will die down, but it's just going to take a little while here. Another day of it to deal with. Partly cloudy. Again, continued breezy tonight. Not really worried too much about frost conditions, but a hard freeze certainly possible as we go into the upper 20s. Cold day on Saturday. 47 might even be too optimistic based on some of the new data I'm seeing. Mid-40s, though, most likely for us, and further north you head closer towards 40. Maybe not even out of the 30s as you head up towards Indianapolis. Cold day, but remember, my 10-day forecast, I'm forecasting here for southwest Indiana, so expect mid-40s. 61 there on Sunday with some rain, primarily later in the night, though, more of an isolated fashion during the day. Rain a good bet, though, for Monday, and then you start to warm up a little bit after that. And look at this, you go to upper 50s, lower 60s. Boom, by the time we get into the later into the 10-day, there you go. There is the 70s starting to show up. So it's a beautiful outlook as far as that's concerned. If you like warmer weather, it is coming back, folks. Just got to be a little patient with it, and it'll be on its way as the data shows. That is it for this update, folks. I'm meteorologist Michael Wilhite for SouthernIndianaWeather.com. Have a great day, folks.